Hello guys, it's Chief today and I am going to show you some gameplay. I'm just really liking this garage. It's just it's just really pretty. Today we are going to talk about the mighty British steel juggernaut that they put into the game. Starting from tier 5, a ridiculous tank destroyer that literally can't be killed. Starting from this thing. Now, of course, this is the first batch, Tier 5 AT2, and the whole entire AT series is just really ridiculously scary. Now, this one's a little bit different. This one is up close and personal. At Tier 5, almost nothing can pen this tank other than a few of the heavy tanks, and even from the back, this thing's tough. Tier 6 is relatively okay. Starting from Tier 7 is a little bit different. Now, yes, you have 200 millimeter of armor, and yes, this thing is ridiculously tough to hit, but it's not without its weaknesses, because all of it is on top of the tank. There's two looks. There's this one is this, and there's either one on gun on each side. I think AT8 the gun is on this side, and AT7 is on the other side. And AT15 and AT15A is this design, and even the tortoise is this design. Now the problem was the AT tanks. 200 millimeter armor, or two. Well, this one have 228, but whatever. 200 millimeters of armor is great, but use this tank at low tier if you know the tank that you're fighting can pen you. Then yes. If not, the British guns are extremely accurate, fast firing, and fast aiming, which means you can engage people at a very long range. At very long range, it's hard to hit the weak spots of this tank, and even if they hit the weak spot, it's hard to pin. And with 203 millimeters of armor, yeah, it's gonna be ridiculously hard to pin this tank. That's how you're supposed to use it. You're not supposed to sit in front of a tank and try to duke it out. But that's okay. We'll see. And that's one of the biggest problems. People hated tortoise because everything can pen the tortoise. Well, yeah, but at range, nothing can pen the tortoise. At a distance, tortoise have one of the most accurate and fast-firing gun in the game. But up close, like corner fights and stuff, yeah, everybody tier in and above that have like 200 millimeter of pen is gonna put a hole through you, especially heavy tanks. Um, so yeah, let's watch some replay and see how this thing works out. Now this one, I'm only going to show you the first part of this battle. We won, but as you can see, the team isn't exactly even, especially when the other team have 3 IS-3s on the top tier. So it's not going to be easy for us to win. Obviously, we have just 2 medium. Actually, when I first started, it's saying win rate is 62% because obviously, well, I don't know, because when I first played this game, it was a 40% win. So, don't know what happened. XVM bugged out on me or something, or maybe because we already won this battle and XVM already know that. But that's okay. Now, I have to say that M5 Stewart and that PZ38, they did a great job because they spotted the arty right away, and the M5 lived for a really long time, pillaging in their base for quite a few, moments of the fight. Now, I thought originally that for sure we're gonna lose this one because look, E25 and a Type 62 holding the heavy tank galley. Now, originally it almost seemed like nothing was actually going that way, and everybody know that's not going to be the case. So let's fast forward a little bit and we'll see what happens. Now there is a KV3 spotted. I think I managed to put a shot or two into him, but that's about it. See that now they already lost one of their heavy artilleries thanks to our scouting of that Type 59 and the Stewart. Now we lost the Chaffee and we lost one of the new um, German TDs, and E25 is at this point running for his life because he just got shot in the face. Now, trying to give him some covering fire. Now, as you can see, at this range, okay, I'm gonna zoom out a little. At this range, it's really hard to engage AT tank. Reason is simple. It's AT tank. If you hit the front of the armor, it's gonna be hard to pen even with the BL9 from the IS3. So, you know. Now the E25, as brave as he is, yeah, he's not gonna live long against that many bad guys. So, and at some point he's gonna die pretty quickly, and then I'm gonna be left alone with. Right now we only see one T29 IS3 and the VK3601, but there's quite a few more actually. Now they lost one of their big tanks, and looks like their GW Panther. See, GW Panther TK'd someone that wasn't sure who it was, but maybe it was by accident, but he killed someone. Now, at this point, all of the IS-3 is charging this poor E-25, and yeah, this is gonna be very bad news for me, because AT tank against 3 of the best tier A close range heavy tanks in the game. At this range, I can still engage them. See, one thing about the BL9, very inaccurate. Now, about the AT tanks, about any tank actually, if you know who you're facing, if you know your opponent, and you know who you're fighting, then, and you know the capability of those tanks coming at you, then you can make the proper decision on how to counter it. Now, I'm not gonna win against 3 IS-3, I know that. If they charge me, I'm dead. But at this range, I can keep putting pressure on them, and hopefully my teammate can help me out. And I have to count on that, because that's the only way I'm gonna get out of this one alive. Now, Artie is already landing shots on them. I see that I'm being hit by their artillery. Now, one has already got taken down by the artillery, so I have to keep them lit up for Artie to hit them. Now that Type 62 has came back around the top of the ridge to give Artie more spot, more eyes to hit the IS-3. I stopped, and I see that there's tanks behind me coming up, and I see that Type 62 needs help, and the IS-3 is now turning around to try and deal with the Type 62. Now that's gonna give me some opportunity to fire. Oh, and yeah, Russian tank, no gun depression. And see how fast I reload. Now, he got a shot on me, but it was only on my track. Now, I kinda missed. Alongside of IS-3s are space armors, much like IS-7s. That shot actually just got ate up by space armor. Now, if that shot was a little bit to the right, I would have killed him. See, no damage. So, yeah. Then I made one more mistake. Oh, no, I didn't. I actually hit him. That was just a really low roll. Okay. Now, now 3 IS-3 charged 1 AT-7, and now there's one left at a third of his health. Yeah, he's not gonna live long. And then he turns his turret at me. Okay. If you're gonna do that, then yeah, I think he just gave up at that point. So yeah, 1 AT-7 against 3 IS-3s initially. They didn't press their advantage at me, and they just kind of stalled out and got himself all killed because they had the initial advantage, but they didn't take the opportunity to overwhelm me. They just kind of sat back and I don't know. So yeah, again, for people that platoon, if you see advantage, if you see that there is, there's one tank against, you're the three top tank on the other enemy team. Why didn't you push? So, again, very bad play, very poor play by the IS-3 drivers. I got lucky. Under normal circumstance, no way I could have survived that one. Um, then I walked away with no scratch. So yeah, beware of your surroundings and beware of your enemy team. Most of our team were spotted. They knew I was the only one here, and yet they kind of just didn't do anything. So yeah, I got lucky that one. So let's see a couple more replays. Okay, second replay, Ensk, and this looks to be a tough one. 41% win rate. I am in a tier 7, so I'm not even top tier in this one. Problem was this map. I'm in a very big and heavy and slow tank. I'm not gonna be able to locate from one position to the next very very fast, and so I get one choice. I get to pick the side, and hopefully I get to pick the right side, because if I go to the wrong side where you know and my team loses because I'm on the wrong side, then there's nothing I can do about it. Eventually I'll just get overwhelmed and get killed. So yeah, since the point of this map is capturing the city, then I can see that most of our tank destroyer has picked up defensive positions on the 9-0 line. I'm gonna go into the city because that's where all of the fightings are gonna be, and that's where they're gonna need help. We have some very big, very 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 big TDs, so not too worried about the 9-0 line. Pretty sure they can handle themselves. Now, how do you go about fighting in the city? You have to try to be in places where tanks won't go, but yet you would have shots on people. The reasoning is this: in a city situation, slow tank that won't turn, if you do not, if you get into close quarter combat with a tank that's potentially more maneuverable than you, which is every tank on the enemy team, then you're dead. They're just gonna run alongside of you and put shots until you blow up. So this little section of the map at about G4, H4, this little courtyard, very little tank ever goes there, unless they're completely being overwhelmed, and it actually provides a very good hold down position. And we have lost one of our artillery, looks like, and our first tank destroyer. There's a KV-2, IS-3, and a 110. Now I'm gonna be brave a little and take a peek and see if there's anything else I can find. Now, Type 59. Type 59 is a great tank. I mean, after all, it's a copy of the T-54, and it's pretty much the same tank. One drawback, as every premium tank have their drawbacks, is the armor. I took a shot there, but I don't really care. It's a very minor damage. Type 50 gun's gun is Type 59's gun is very, very, very weak. It has like 176 pin. I have one, but I don't remember. I'm bad. Now, pause. There's IS-6 there. how the how did the IS-3 get there? See again, pressing when you have the advantage. There's IS-3 there. There's IS-6 that's on his lost legs, and there's a T-29 that's almost dead. The only thing left is AIS. Now on the other team, there's also a mostly full health 110, which is the Chinese version of the IS-3. There's a full health T-43 and a KV-2, which is probably one of the most dangerous tank on the field right now. But yet, guess who won? Now let's keep going. Okay, now the IS-3 has killed IS-6. I have fired a shot into him, and he sees me, but what does he do? Face hug me? Really? And then he turns his turret? I mean, you're stupid? Okay. If you want to die that badly, then go ahead. KV-2 got overran by our IS, and now there's just a 110. It went from having a huge advantage to complete disadvantage and being completely overran. Now, how do you deal with someone that side scrapes that don't know what they're doing? When you're side scraping, never ever show any part of your front, not even the front of your tracks. I understand he got tracked, but look, when people are side scraping at close range, side scrape works great at long range. At close range, it's too easy to pick on your weak spots. Especially 110 has a flat spot on each side of the hull. Now, that first shot, I was trying to track him. Now, AMX 50-100 backed off, but see, weak spot right there. That plate right there, it's a flat spot. 2 shots into him. I don't know how that 50-100 died, but he didn't make it out. Not sure how. He's just missing all of his shots. I'm not complaining. I just more kills for me. See? He kills the AMX. I don't know how, but whatever. Now SU-100 was smart. Took a very nice shot at my commander's hatch, but very fast reloading gun, and now you have no chance of hitting. See what he was trying to do? But he had no chance because that gun reload is so slow. I think I can fire like 4 shots before he ever reloads. And his gun is still actually aimed through my tank, so hitting that commander's hatch, yeah, not really gonna happen. So yeah, again, 41% win rate. They had a huge advantage at one point and kind of just threw it all away. Now all of our tank destroyers have died. The T-43 ran off. Now it's a Hellcat against oh, yeah, okay, Hellcat's not gonna win that fight. Yeah, he dies. And T-43 kills the artillery, but it's only T-43. I'm not really worrying about it. And it's only the GW Panther, which is being hunted down by our IS. And our Waffentrager TD is going down the same route, and eventually he will find the artillery sooner or later. I doubt that T-43 can take on me and the T-29 at the same time. So as far as this battle is concerned, we won, and I'm not gonna waste any of your time because it's a really long way at the end. So yeah, good result. Looks like I have damaged all 3 Jedis on the other team. I've killed one of them. But yeah, Jedi won. The Lost Jedi survived, I think. Yeah, the Lost Jedi survived. Anyway, let's see the next replay. Okay, last replay, Melanovka or Kampanovka, however you want to call it. Usually everybody camp at spawn, and then half the other team run up the hill at AB 0 line, and whoever usually controls the hill controls the game. However, this one's a little bit different. We'll see. Now, at this range, in AT7, being shot across the map does almost nothing because it's just way too hard for any tank to hit the weak spot. But if I drive out on the hill into the open and I get spotted, I most likely will die because pretty much the whole entire other team is going to shoot at you and someone eventually is going to land a shot. The other good thing about AT tanks, they have a very good health pool. Their health pool is usually equivalent of same tier mediums or sometimes even heavies. So this is what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots immediately. 6 shots actually. 6 shots hitting a tank that was barely spotted, and it's gonna be mostly the same. Every tank that gets spotted just immediately gets killed. No. T29, that guy just, yeah. See how fast this gun reloads. And this is what I'm talking about AT tanks. Extremely accurate, extremely fast firing gun. Now I've actually hit most of my shots. As you can see, when that tank emerges, he was barely alive. And I'm going to speed up this a little bit. Now the ELC cost us quite a few tanks. The team went up the hill late because of him, and a lot of them got killed because of it. But yeah, I'm gonna put it in fast speed so this game can go a little bit smoother. Now, Yak Panther's running off to the hill. Wait, no. He's eventually gonna leave. Yeah, there you go. There he goes. And at this point, have you spotted the enemy team's mistake that's going to cost them the game? Yeah. Look at A0. Make it a little bit bigger. We have artillery, and most likely he's going to focusing on the only tanks that get spotted, and he can see that there's a huge cluster of heavy tanks on top of that hill. Now, this is like an artillery stream come true. Pick targets hard to miss, and they're all bunched up together. So he's not going to pay any attention on the cap point on their base anymore. He's going to solely focus on hitting all of the heavy tanks that's on top of the hill. As long as they're spotted, they're just going to keep getting shot at. So that's exactly what happened. And now, our team, initially, the people that ran up the hill just all died, which is understandable. I got shot, so obviously I was spotted, so I'm going to relocate. But this Hellcat that ran past me, bit of a nut job. See, GW Panther kills the T29. He's just, the whole game he just kept firing up that line. I missed again, but nope, I actually killed him. And yeah, and the T29, I fast forward a little bit too fast, but let's go back to normal speed. Now the T29 that was spotted initially got killed because yeah, I landed almost every single one of my shots into him. It's at this point I've decided that okay, there's really just 2 Yak Panthers up there. There's really nothing else. So I was thinking to myself, we should really try to push because, well, they're gonna have, even their KVs are up on the hill. So, other than the Yak Panthers, there's not gonna be much. And sometimes, especially with this tank, I test enemy players. I would purposely get spotted and get shot at and see if they are shooting at my, you know, weak spots, or are they just shooting at the front of my tank like idiots. And believe it or not, most of the time they're just shooting at the front of my tank. But so yeah, nothing really happening. Nobody's really trying to push. So I'm gonna speed up a little bit more because this part's kind of boring. Now they're fighting it out up there. Um, I'm telling the tiger to push with me. Now I meant for the tiger to stay back and snipe anything I find, but that's not what he did at all. He ran past me. Now I know where one Yak Panther is. He's behind a rock, and I shot at him at least once. Um, I zoomed out too fast, and that part was skipped. But so at this point, I just turned at his general direction, and I just started driving that way. Now I don't know what that is. See, there's the Yak Panther. He's a 2-shot kill for me. Now he's just a 1-shot kill. And that's SU-152 finishes him off. That's the other Yak Panther shooting at me. There goes the artillery shot. Am I full speed? Nope. Yeah, there you go. Now at this point, all of the heavy tanks are all up on the hill. The M6 actually comes back, but I have the advantage now. There's the other Yak Panther. Bounced the first shot. Weird thing about Yak Panther, they're extremely bouncy sometimes. You can't really like. Oh, here comes the RD. You can completely rely on its armor, but at the same time, you get lots and lots of lucky bounces. Tiger 1 makes a very, very stupid mistake here that at one point I thought was going to cost us the cap. He is running at cap at full speed, but without protection and sitting out in the open with M6 constantly spotting him for the rest of his team. So now he's being fired at by everybody on the other team. The good thing is now there's lots of us on the cap, and they just lost their eyes and they already got spotted. So Artie's not gonna live long. There you go. Bye, Artie. And me sitting at this range from the hill, none of them can pin the front of my tank anyway. And well, they can, but they have to have a very, very lucky shot. And there's a KV-3. Started putting shots into him, and I think he just kind of disappeared. See, there you go. No, he's still there, but I won't be able to kill him because it's gonna take me 3 shots. Nope, Artie finishes him off. Artie had a great game. Tiger P just kind of disappeared, and he realized that he's just gonna let us cap. If not, you know, he's just gonna get killed, so there's no point for him to even try, so he just gave up. Went back to cover and didn't come out, and I already capped. So again, 2 very different games, but yet according to XVM there was supposed to be losses. We only had roughly 40% chance of winning. So but being aware of what's going on the map, and plan your attack accordingly helps. As you can see, we won 2 battles because of that. So yeah, sometimes this one player can make all of the difference, even though your team retard trained up one side and you're just by yourself or with few other teammates, you can still make a difference depending on one, the tank that you're in, two, how you engage the attacking force on your sector of the map. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the replay and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you did, and enjoy the game.